We're working on today is a 2012 GMC Acadia, and it's getting a little work on there. And I did a video previously about the purge control valve, goes right here. That thing was nailing and making all kinds of noise, so I got another one from O'Reilly. Got a new one, and that's how it comes. You have to put the little rubbers and the O-ring on it and stuff, but I'll do that last. Got a new one, cost about 70 bucks or so, something in that range. So that's what we got there for that. Now, what I'm also going to do on this is a set of spark plugs. When you do the plugs on this thing, the intake manifold has to come off. And I like to do a little bit more. You don't have to take the air filter off, but the air filter box. But I am changing the air filter, so I went ahead and just removed it. It's got a bunch of screws in it. If you're not doing the air filter, don't mess with it. That sucker's got 5-6 big old Torx screws in it. It's I don't know what they're thinking, but anyway. So let's talk about what we've done here so far. I've removed the wires. I've got these wires banded off to the side. Now there was some wires going over the top. You have to be real careful with taking some of those out. A tool like this would help out a whole lot, okay? Because you want to be able to get in there and work those little push pins in and out, because they'll just break off. So in this little guy here, you just turn it. It feels like you're going to break it, but you just turn that pretty good ways. This is it right here. Okay, you just have to turn it, this whole thing. And just go real slow, pop that little guy out and stick it to the side. Okay, and this thing here, it's already looking kind of crusty, but you just squeeze that and it pops off. Okay, so most of these things are pretty easy to get off. Just unplug all the plugs you can get out of the way, and I've already done the front 3 spark plugs. Those can be done without pulling the intake. I've already done these 2. They look pretty good for this number of miles. This is what they look like. This particular one looks like. Anybody cares to have a look at 125k miles. This is the original spark plug there. Boy, the focus is not worth the darn, is it? Anyway, so that's what that looks like. These are the stock style AC Delco professional plugs. So on these spark plugs, these are the new ones. Got these from O'Reilly. They're around 10 bucks a piece or so, somewhere in that range. I put anti-seize on the threads and I torque them down. Don't torque these down, man. I'm talking like 18 to 20 foot-pounds at the most. Okay, I do it by feel, by the way it feels. These aluminum head, long thread type spark plugs, they don't require a huge amount of torque, so be careful with that. I wouldn't pull this apart when the engine is totally hot, completely and absolutely hot. Okay, you don't want the threads to draw on you. I didn't do it while it was cold. I let it warm up for a minute before I pulled them. Some of these, you have to be careful with these spark plugs and feel your way around. Don't blast off in there and go nuts with spark plugs. And what I do with these is I inspect these. Okay, see this one here has some kind of damage on it, rust or water or something in there. But I like to inspect these coil packs all the way around. You want to look for any black spots. If there's a black spot where the spark has leaked out, and that spark will leak out and it'll jump to the side inside that sleeve that leads down to where the spark plug goes, that spark will leak out. And so you want to go all the way around before you clean this. This one's not cleaned yet. I'm going to clean this with alcohol, and I'm going to move this boot down, and I'm going to put silicone around here and silicone around there, and I'm going to put some silicone on the end before I put it back together. Make sure this guy is sealed up nice. This vehicle goes down a dirt road a lot, so we want things to be nicely sealed. Everything looked good. There was just a tiny bit of dust down inside here, the end of the spark plug. Make sure you blow out any dirt or dust before you pull your spark plug out. Blow that stuff out of there. Okay, you pull the spark plug out and you got dirt falling to your engine. That's not fun. That's bad. But these 3 coil packs will come out without the intake. coming off. Just this last one, you have to rotate it and kind of manipulate it around like this to get it to pop out because it's in the way. But I'll go ahead and do those first just to get them out of the way. I'm about to pull this intake here, and if I come up with any other shenanigans like brackets or anything funny that's going on here, I'll touch that up on the video. But so far we just have 6 bolts here, okay? 6, I think they're 13 millimeter bolts, and I haven't looked at the length of all of them yet, but they all look like they're the same length. And these ones in the back won't come out. See how that is? That's okay. We can slide them up like this and get them to come out. These here, they're all the same length. That's something you always want to check when you're messing with this kind of stuff. They'll put a funny sized bolt somewhere and you'll be fighting it. It'll cause problems. So let's get this to the next step and see how things look here. Okay, so where we're at now is I've got the intake off and I cleaned this all up nice. I unplugged my coil packs in the back and got my bolts, these 3 10 millimeter bolts going. There's no other bracketry or anything that needs to come loose on that intake. Okay, this is what it looks like right here. It has an O-ring gasket. I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to put that sucker right back on. The way that I did the bolts is I just put a little bit of masking tape on each one to hold the bolt up, because it needs to come up a little bit to clear so that when you get it out. So that's the extent of this video. That's all I'm going to take. I hope this gets everybody, 90% of y'all out there, get you a little help to get this job done. Have a good day. Thank you.